call this April 16, 2012 meeting to order and ask you all to stand, recite with us the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call the roll, please, Steve.
Crecilius? Here. Cromwell?
Here.
Feltzing?
Here.
Schramke?
Here.
Shadle?
Here.
Tyler?
Here.
Chairman Manchester.
Here. Bill, you have the minutes, please.
I move that the reading of the minutes for April 2, 2012 be waived, and that the minutes of said meeting as prepared by the Secretary be approved as written.
Second.
Second by Crecilius. Any discussion? Any additions or corrections? Being none, call the roll.
Feltzing?
Aye.
Schramke?
Aye.
Shadle?
Aye.
Tyler?
Aye.
Crecilius?
Aye.
Cromwell.
Aye.
All you have the waiver of subdivision for 2470 Lone Oak Road, Davis.
Yes, I do. I move that this commission receive and file the application of M. Brian Davis for the proposed re-subdivision of property located at 2470 Lone Oak Road. I further move that the requested approval be given in compliance with all other applicable provisions of the Paducah subdivision ordinance be waived. I further move that this motion be taken from the table.
Second.
Seconded by Shadle. This motion was tabled on the 2nd of April. And to take it from the table, we'll require a roll call and then we'll vote on it. Call the roll, please.
Feltzing?
Aye.
Schramke?
Aye.
Shadle?
Aye.
Tyler?
Aye.
Crecilius?
Aye.
Cromwell.
Aye.
Chairman Manchester.
Aye. Matter before us is the application of M. Brian Davis for waiver of subdivision at 2470 Lone Oak Road. Consideration of creating a 1.01 acre lot, which I assume is sold or will be sold to a Casey's General Store. I think it was, yes. So that's open for discussion. Steve, do you have any remarks before we ask for questions?
No, I think probably the last plat that you got, it did show the increase, the easement being increased. The engineering department, I think has been working with the engineer's representative, which I think is here, to push back the actual access point from that easement back towards the rear of the property. But once again, the representative is here.
Might have some questions for you if you want to come up. Thank you. We have, they've moved the podium to the back so you can use this one if you want. You don't have to sit down, you can stand up.
Sorry about that.
Okay, not a problem.
I'm be more comfortable that way.
Okay.
Yes, we've had probably since the last Plan Commission meeting no less than 3 conversations with city engineering staff. As a result of that, we are going to pull the entrance into the Lone Oak Road entrance into Casey's General Stores as far back as feasible to make it work with the fairly steep slopes and elevations that we've got. Kind of a challenging grading situation with this site. Furthermore, we're going to add thermoplastic directional arrows at the entrance for lane positioning. We're also looking at probably putting some kind of painted islands in that entrance to direct the traffic coming in and coming out, just due to the, it's a little, I don't know, strange if it's the right word, but in that parking lot there are some of the parking aisles that are one directional and there's some that are two directional. The one that lines up with the main entrance off of Lone Oak Road is two directional. So we're looking at, with engineering, putting some painted islands there to better direct that flow of traffic at that entrance, just so people will know where to go when they come into it, with some directional lines, arrows, and some painted islands there.
Thank you.
Good. Does a
All right.
painted island mean an elevated?
No, it's they would be yellow striped in accordance with DOT requirements, thermoplastic lines painted in the shape of an island. I can't think where locally where you might go out and see one, but you see them around quite a bit. And we have discussed the right-in, right-out consideration that kind of became a concern at the last meeting, and the engineering staff felt that was not a needed requirement at this location. Furthermore, we've still not been required to produce any traffic studies or traffic counts. I mean, there's no denying this will add a little bit of traffic coming in and out of that entrance, but in the big picture, the traffic along Lone Oak Road itself is, I just guess it's probably greater than 10,000 ADT, average daily trips anyway, just due to the 4 lanes, bidirectional, 2 lanes going each direction. It seems like it's, in my limited couple trips to the site, it seems like it's just pretty solid traffic. I'm sure it's varies with the time of day and peak flows and so forth, but it's fairly steady regardless about any time of day.
Any further questions? I have one. How many cars can be stacked going west on the Lone Oak Road, where the entrance is?
You mean making a left-hand turn out onto Lone Oak Road?
Right. If people are heading west to get on Lone Oak Road, that's what the direction is, west that way, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
How many cars can be stopped at that before they get to the entrance? I forget. I looked at it, but I've forgotten. The show, but
There, is that what you want?
Oh, I see. You mean coming out of Casey sites? Probably at least 3.
any other questions you might have?
I have one more comment concerning the one-way in and the one-way out, or the right out. Typically, we've done that in the past. We did it on the south side at one point on Wayne Sullivan Drive, and in my recollection and my history with those is they really don't work, because even if you do them, the drivers pull out and then go the direction they want. So
You generally have to control that with a curbed, like a pork chop or some kind of traffic control device to physically prevent, people doing it. Signage usually just doesn't work by itself. And
quite often, raised channeling doesn't even work because they'll go around it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's conceivable, even with this sign, that people are going to be pulling right out to the left on the incoming lane from Lone Oak Road, but nothing you can do to control that except sign it.
Well, I guess just simple driving courtesy, staying to the right and signage in as much as you can.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do on that one.
Okay. Any more comments anybody would like to make? Call roll, please, Steve.
Feltzing,
Aye.
Schramke,
Aye.
Shadle,
Aye.
Tyler,
Aye.
Priscillius,
Aye.
Cromwell, Chairman Manchester.
Aye. Earl, you have the motion for the Murray State University comprehensive
I do, sir.
plan.
I move that this commission find as fact that the proposed Murray State University branch to be located on the future raceway off Sunset Avenue is in accordance with the Paducah Comprehensive Plan. I further move that pursuant to KRS 100.3244, the following finding of fact to be adopted. Page 1 through 20 of the comprehensive plan states in regards to economic development, higher education resources with a commitment to continuous improvement, including the community college and Murray State branch. The Murray State branch is specifically advocated in the comprehensive plan.
Second.
Second by Felson. Any questions?
Mr. Oatman with Murray State is here. If you'd like him to make a couple of comments, sir.
You want some room to lay out your notes?
That's fine. Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, thank you for having me tonight. I just wanted to take a quick opportunity just to say thank you to Paducah and McCracken County for supporting this project to make education better in our community. Just wanted to let you know that we have done some studying on the site, about 23-acre site that we have, and we've looked at several different options for where to put the building, and we've landed with, on that plan there, if you can see it, it's Site A, which is kind of a general layout. Really, this was a plan that was done for multiple buildings. If we ever go that far, right now, we think we're probably going to be well with one building for many, many years. But if we do want to develop other buildings in the future, we could. But in looking at the plans that you have, you can see that we've changed the road alignment a little bit, and we would like to name this boulevard entrance Racerway, and it would come off of Sunset Drive, which is there by the church, and access our building, which is kind of up on the high part of the land where we could get the best visibility from I-24. So that's some of the thought that we've given to site this building, and we've worked with Steve and engineering, and we hope we've got a good plan that works for everybody. So just wanted to say thank you for having this.
I would like to mention also that this is for comprehensive plan compliance. It is the expansion of Murray State in compliance with the comprehensive plan. Coming down the road, they'll still have to submit a site development to the city of Paducah. Not only that, you can see that there's going to be some subdivision work here as far as dedication of right-of-way. So they're going to be coming back to the Planning Commission at a public hearing for dedication of right-of-way to establish the roadway that he's referring to. I would imagine that will be happening this fiscal year. So those are the next steps in the development of this process.
So tonight we're just doing the fact that changing the agreeing with the comprehensive plan.
The state statute requires compliance with the comprehensive plan or a recommendation. Dan, do you have any? Does that sound right?
That's right. We had not too long ago, our Heart Board had a Paducah School of Art was purchasing some property, and once again that had to be a statement by statute that this, while it's not subject to zoning, they still put provision in the statute that it is in compliance with our comprehensive plan. That's all we're doing tonight, saying yes, it meets the requirements.
Means you think it is? Nay. Call roll, please.
Tyler,
Aye.
Crecilius,
Aye.
Cromwell,
Aye.
Eltsing,
Aye.
Schramke,
Aye.
Shadle,
Aye.
Chairman Manchester.
Aye. John, you have the application for waiver of subdivision.
Yes.
The old coke plant by Independence Bank.
I move that this commission receive and file the application of Independence Bank for the proposal re-subdivision of property located at 150 and 170 North 32nd Street, 109 LaBelle Avenue and 3129 and 3143 Broadway. I further move that the requested approval be given in compliance with all other applicable provisions of the Paducah subdivision ordinance be waived.
Second.
Seconded by Schramke. Discussion.
Yes, since this plat was proposed and sent to you, the engineering department has finished the review and requested 4 things be changed on the plat. They're somewhat minor. Would you like me to spell those out, or would you?
That's fine.
Okay. The first one was the right-of-way labeling and widths we asked to be done. A few alley closure notes to put it on a 24 by 36 instead of this large sheet. And then other text notes as depicted on the plan. And why don't you go ahead and say what those were?
They wanted the lot dimensions of the lots to be abolished, put on there, which I did. I put on there, and a note about there was a wooden entrance or a wooden deck on the side of the florist building, which is encroaching, and an encroachment note, and a few notes of that which we changed. So
This is the first step of the process. After the abolishment of these property lines, the properties, I assume, will be vacated here within the next 3 to 4 months. Then they'll be going through the demolition of those structures. After the demolition, they'll be coming back with a full site development plan. Not necessarily to the Planning Commission because the property is already correctly zoned for what they're planning on doing. So they'll be going through a site development process, probably looking at a 1-year construction phase.
All those lots along Jefferson are zoned properly.
Yes. And of course, we will be discussing with the property owners proper screening and those types of things.
Any other questions or discussion? Call roll, please, Steve.
Shadle,
Aye.
Tyler,
Aye.
Resilius, Cromwell, Elting,
Aye.
Shramky,
Aye.
Chairman Manchester.
Aye. Having grown up across from this site, spent 17
Thank you.
first years there, you'd think the railroad would be a distraction. You ever heard trucks leaving in the morning? They didn't park there when I was born. They used to come out of that building very early every morning, and that was more sound conscious than the railroad. Yeah, easy.
And my brother-in-law used to own it.
You'd get used to the trains.
Yep.
Go on.
Thank you.
Okay, Lorraine, you have Larry Hickey's request for waiver of subdivision.
I do.
Burton's Drugstore.
I move that this commission receive and file the application of Larry Hickey for the proposed re-subdivision of property located at 6818 and 6826 Turnberry Drive. I further move that the requested approval be given in compliance with all other applicable provisions of the Paducah subdivision ordinance be waived.
Second.
Second by Crescelius. Discussion.
These are 2 lots out in the Grove, and we're simply abolishing the original line between them and just moving it over. Going to give a little bit more room to Lot 21 and take a little bit away from Lot 23.
Mike, are both of these owned by Larry Hickey or CHD?
We've revised it. They're both owned by Larry Hickey now.
Okay.
Did were there corrections made to this since when they had them from the engineering department? Okay. This plat is very similar to the last one. There's a few things that were requested from the engineering department, a depiction of city limit lines, to put the source of the title for Lot 24, and some other notes as identified in the attached waiver. Do you remember what those were?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we revised. Larry Hickey actually owns both lots, which we thought Lot 23 was CHD, but it's actually Larry Hickey. And then the adjoiner, Lot 24, is actually owned by CHD now. The Creighton County PVA actually had some sources of title incorrectly, and when we looked up the deeds and we switched them to what it appropriately applied to each lot. Then we noted those in the source of title too, who owns what in the previous plat sections, and who they belong to.
Call roll.
Shramky. Shadle.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Resilius.
Aye.
Cromwell.
Aye.
Elting.
Aye.
Chairman Manchester.
Aye. Kathy, you have the Paducah zoning text amendment motion.
I move that a resolution entitled, "A Resolution Constituting the Final Report of the Paducah Planning Commission on the Proposed Text Amendment of the Paducah Zoning Ordinance by amending Section 126-76 Sign Regulations," be adopted.
Second.
Discussion.
I have a question. Is this one of the signs that changes the message?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the length in between?
The current zoning regulations allow electronic message signs that change once every 8 seconds and then has 2 seconds of interval or changing. So it can be static for 8 seconds, and then you can have a rolling message for 2 seconds, and then it has to go back to static for another 8 seconds.
Okay, is that what Boley's Dentistry does?
All electronic signs in Paducah are supposed to be doing that, but as you can imagine,
Come down to my way, there's something that open on Saturday or something like that is just,
well, no, we are constantly have to.
and it'll be solid for a while.
We constantly have to send letters out from our office reminding people of the zoning regulations. Sign regulations are tough to enforce, but they're all supposed to be 8 seconds static and then 2 seconds of motion.
One on Broadway blinks quite frequently. I think the one over,
But these will just be one per lot.
Yes, sir. And if they have one of these, they will not be able to have a freestanding sign. Right now, these sign regulations say you can have one sign on your property unless you have a certain amount of frontage or you're on a corner lot. If you have a certain amount of frontage on your corner lot, you can have an additional sign. Right now, electronic message signs are allowed in a majority of our commercial zones and industrial zones. Electronic message signs are allowed in our downtown business zone if they're located on the interior of the structure and meet certain size limitation. This would allow it also within the planned office park, which was referred to at some point as the Information Age Park.
We've been whittling on this statue of wood for a long time.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions of Steve I don't understand why we're talking about this zone, but this is for all of them, correct?
This is just for the planned office park.
Okay.
So it's the entire area between US 60 and US 62.
And this,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, so this is the planned office park section. So there are other businesses in this.
Yes.
And do they have an opinion? Are they allowed to have an opinion? Do they wish to have this type of a sign in their complex, or doesn't that make any
I was told by the applicant that he did talk to every business owner within the planned office park to get their approval. I also did talk to Chad Chancellor, which is right now in charge of GPDC, and he did call me back and say that talked to the board and that they were agreeable to this change. This is it is a public hearing in the sense of just in the newspaper. The public hearing for text amendments do not really require me to notify anybody else within that Information Age Park. It's certainly something I could do, but it's not something I was required to do.
All roll.
Crecilius?
Oh, the next name and let Kathy think.
Cromwell?
Aye.
Beltzing?
Aye.
Schramke?
No.
Shadle?
Aye.
Tyler?
Aye.
Crecilius?
No.
Chairman Manchester?
No. Let's see, we have a 4-3 vote, so it passes.
This is a recommendation on to the City Commission.
Any other business? We stand adjourned.